3 guys of Dubai relocation manenos. We've done part 1, advising people on how to prepare for the interview, and the first time I went for the interview. We've done part 2 where I talked about the details of the interview, how many interviews I had, which were 3, and now that final call that came. Now this one we are going to talk about saying yes and what followed. Saying yes was just the beginning. The company sent me all the details about what to expect and what I needed to do to prepare. At that time, I didn't even have a passport. I'm urging everybody, even if you don't have a job, you don't have anything, make sure you have something. Traveling documents. It's very important. If you have children, make sure you prepare them. Because when you are relocating, you'll not have time to make for them that. You'll not have time to follow up for their passports. Okay? Make sure that you have traveling documents before you even start applying for jobs. Because we always say that faith. Yeah, faith is good, but you have to act as well. So that time, even all this time when we were doing the interviews, I didn't have a passport, my friends. I didn't have a passport. And also, I think my birth certificate had issues. I hadn't fixed. So that call comes, tells me I have passed. And then they start giving me details of what to expect and what I needed to do. Can you imagine? But you know, Emirates Group is a big corporate company, and their processes were so well coordinated that I felt supported every step of the way. When I told them I didn't have a passport, they said, we are giving you time, apply for the passport, and this is your contract. They sent me the contract, the pay chart. I can't remember how much I was being paid by that time, but it was like this, that contract. Being like this. This was my first time signing an international contract. Well documented, well laid down, the policies of the company, their mission, their vision, everything was there. So if you want to know if a company is legit, if you want to know that the company you're applying for, who have called you for the interview, is a good company, read about them. There's so much information out there. Research. Don't just go to a startup, because startups will always have a lot of politics. It will also have a lot of laybacks. It will also have a knowledge drain. I'm not saying that all startups are bad, but go for a company that you know is legit, stable company. Know their profit margin. Know the way the world is talking about them. So they actually, after that, they forwarded. Okay, I already, sorry about that, cut. Okay, they forward my contract all the way from Dubai to Nairobi in January. I remember holding that document in my hands, realizing that it's no longer just a dream, it was real. One of the first things they asked me was about my resignation notice to my current employer, which was Signal. That moment made everything hit home. I was about to leave the comfort of my job, my friends, and my family to start afresh in a foreign land. It was exciting and overwhelming all at once. So my parents prepared for, my friend, she's called Irene, and she's still my friend until today. I hope she's still, because sometimes you might think you're still friends with someone, but that person left your camp a long time ago because you don't communicate. But Irene was a good friend. There was also another friend who was called James. Is it James? We used to call him Jimmy, but his name is James Karaoke. Shout out to James Karaoke. He was also my friend. So they prepared a get-together for me, gave me gifts, and because they understood me, they collected money for me because they didn't know if I'll get any money there or not. But they did do very well for me. People gathered, we had tea, we had nice time talking, just catching up. Friends came, saying bye. You imagine your life changes within 3 months. You are here. You are talking about something else. You had some different goals. Now you're talking about different goals in a different country. You don't even know what. It was a leap of faith. It was taking risk. Because in the Middle East, people have a notion that people suffer so much. People don't realize that there are difference in the jobs we have. Middle East is a good place. Okay, I can't rule out the fact that there are some people, especially domestic workers, who are going through a lot. I can't say that it's not happening. It is happening. But what I'm saying is that people like generalizing, thinking that everybody who goes to Middle East is not educated, doesn't have the knowledge. They are all people who are average. They don't even know. They don't take time to understand that Middle East is a cosmopolitan place. People from all walks of life are there looking for jobs. So the competition is very high. People from US are relocating. People from Europe are relocating. Australia are relocating because they know this hub has what it takes, what they really need in life: growth and money. So there are good corporate companies looking for people out there. So don't always assume that everybody who goes to Middle East is not educated. Everybody who goes to Middle East is going for domestic work. Everybody who goes to Middle East is not worth it. That's what people say actually. Even on the internet, they don't consider us as diasporans. But I'm here to tell you that I will not tell anybody, I'll not support, or I will not talk about, oh, you know, my job. Oh, no. I'm running my race and I'm telling my story. Because I have the pen in my hands to write my story. People will always believe whatever they want to believe. But you as an individual, you need to make life for yourself. Because you have the pencil in your hands. You can erase, you can write. So write your story. Read your story. Tell your story. Whether it's a broken story or a complete story. So I'm here to talk about my move from Nairobi, Kenya to Dubai. Okay? Now after that, we had that dinner, we started preparing for the move. The preparation was meticulously organized. This was not just any company. This was Emirates Group. And they did things with precision and professionalism. They gave me a clear timeline and checklist of what I needed to do. That is what a company who's poaching you from your country should be doing. First, they told me get a passport. My first step toward becoming an international traveler and a worker, employer of a corporate company was to get a passport, which is a traveling document. I remember rushing to get all the documents in order. It was a whirlwind. I had to travel. I went to Kisumu, Kenya, because that is where people say that if you want fast passport, you need to go to Kisumu. So I went to Kisumu. Within one day, the passport was out. I came back. Emirates had said you have to do medical checks. They required health clearance, which is standard for many companies hiring internationally, especially in the Middle East. I don't know. I can't talk about Europe. I can't talk about US, Australia. No, I'm talking about Middle East. Medical checks is mandatory. You have to do that medical check. So I did medical checks here. Actually, they reimbursed. They said that you use your money. When you land into Dubai, they will refund. So they refunded the money for the medical checks. I went for x-ray of my teeth, check the whole body checkup, ears. It was ENT actually, and also the blood test. So I did all that, but they reimbursed the money because we had the receipts. And then now packing. No, not packing, travel arrangements. The company handled all the logistics from flights to visa applications. I did nothing. I only sent my passport copy and my passport photo with a white background. I sent it to them. They did all the applications of the visa. That time we used to call it employment visa. I don't know if it's still the same. Things have changed over time, but it was that. So I sent, they made all the arrangements. They handled all the logistics, flights, visa, everything. I didn't have to worry about a thing. And they sent the visa to me. And they also told me, now you can resign from your company. That was in January, end of January. Because I got the passport, I scanned it, I sent it, I did the medicals, I sent, everything I sent. By that time, they used to have offices in, I don't know, I can't, this is not 20th century, anniversary towers. So I went, because they said if you can't send it by mail or courier, because those are express handling terminals, you can drop it at our offices, they will make sure it reaches Dubai. So that's what I did. I went there to the office, gave them my CV, not my CV, my passport copy, my passport photo, anything that they need, the medicals, all scanned, all sent, and I delivered them. Now came the time for packing. I had to figure out, what do I bring to a country I had never been to before? How do I pack for a new life? How? Reflecting on this journey, I realized how blessed I was to work with such an organized company. Every step was clear and clearly laid out, and they were always just a call away if I had any questions. For anyone preparing to relocate abroad, especially for work, here are a few lessons I learned during this process. Be ready to adapt. Things move fast when you're working with a professional organization. Keep an open mind and stay flexible. Number 2, ask questions. Don't be afraid to clarify anything you don't understand, especially where pay is concerned, because what is making us relocate? It's the pay. So don't just relocate because you saw the money was a little bit higher than the salary you're getting in your home country. Negotiate your salary, as I had already said before. Ask those disturbing questions that you want to ask, because once you resign, once you relocate, there's no turning back. Number 3, stay organized. Keep a folder, physical or digital, for all your documents and correspondence. Imagine when I open my account in Emirates right now, I always see that my application that I did that year, the one I mentioned that I applied in January, it's there. That is, it's time we started corresponding. It's there in the system. And when they employed me, it's also there in the system. I can check and see. Anytime I want, I check. I calculate. I see. I remember when I joined. I remember everything that went on. Number 4, lean on your support system. Saying goodbyes to family and friends isn't easy. Cherish those moments, but also let them encourage and uplift you as you take this big step. Yeah, guys, that's how my relocation story began. The whole process, from the first interview to signing that contract. It taught me the value of preparation and trusting the journey. In my next post, I will share about landing in Dubai for the first time and those first few weeks of settling into my new life. And it was a roller coaster of emotions, but oh, so worth it. Stay tuned and let me know in the comments if you were offered an opportunity like this. What's the first thing you would have done to prepare? Bye guys, cheers, and let's learn as we move on. Bye.